All right, so before you hop on a one-on-one demo, I wanted to give you just a brief overview of how this whole system works, and you can make sure that it's something that you like. Here's how this whole thing works. So this is specifically for residential home service contractors. If you don't own a residential home service business, this is not for you. This whole entire automation system has been built with specific CRMs in mind, like ServiceTitan or AccuLynx or Jobber, Service Fusion, whatever. And there's a bunch of others. Now, the reason that that's important, when you do certain things in your CRM, we need certain things in the automation system to trigger. This entire blueprint has been mapped out specifically so that it will work well with the tech stack you're already using. While you have your new leads coming in here, depending on where they come from, Instagram, Thumbtack, Angie, LSA, wherever they're coming from, the second they come in, they're going to go down one of these branches, right? So if they came in from Angie, we're going to say one thing. If they came in from Thumbtack, we're going to say another thing. If they came in from a web form, they'll say another thing, a Facebook ad or a Google ad. This is just an example of how, when a lead comes in from a different source, the first message goes out. That's an automated message. That's not AI. That's a message that we create with you. The message that goes out to greet them, right? You'll want to greet somebody from Angie much different than somebody that came in from a Facebook ad. This is happening like instantaneously. They'll get, an email, a text, and the second they reply, the AI jumps in and tries to schedule the appointment. That is the main point of the bot, to schedule the appointment. If they don't reply, you have this automated workflow that will keep basically hitting them up to see if they are interested. And the second they reply, the AI jumps in and the automation stops. Now, let's say they don't reply. They'll go straight here to this follow-up funnel. Now, if they're chit-chatting with the AI can do one of two things. It can either schedule that appointment inside your CRM, which is a little bit more money, or your office confirms the appointment. Another thing they could do is they could request a callback, right? I need to talk to Ted. I need to talk to Jimmy. I need a receipt for my last name, whatever. So it not only can schedule appointments, it can also handle customer service. When an appointment is scheduled, you'll have a welcome funnel triggered. If you're not using the AI to confirm the appointments, you're not going to introduce the rep, right? Because your office manager hasn't assigned the rep yet. What you could still do is you could still introduce the company and really kind of warm them up before you head out there. You've got the appointment reminders and all of that stuff. Also, there's not just chat AI, right? There's inbound voice AI and outbound voice AI too. Let's say that somebody gets a text message after they fill out something, and instead of texting back or emailing back, they call back. Now, what you can do if you have the voice AI, you can have an outbound voice AI that makes calls and qualifies people and books them. You can have an inbound. If somebody were to call back the number that came in from here, that voice AI could take that call and schedule them or send the request to your office. So they can either call back, they can text back, they can email back. It doesn't matter. All of it will be taken care of through this system. So after the appointment has been scheduled, it'll go down to the welcome funnel or whatever. And let's say that somebody cancels. So if somebody calls, the AI can reference their contact ID, find the appointments they have, and they can reschedule that cancellation. They say no. Okay, cool. They'll go into this cancellation funnel. They'll snooze them for a little bit, and then they will go into this annual funnel right here. This is where your entire customer base will live. So every single month, they'll get a specific workflow. It does help quite a bit when you have an AI call customers once a month to schedule an appointment. I mean, you can't have a person do that. That would be impossible. That's what the annual funnel is there for. It keeps people in the right place at the right time. You don't have to worry about email marketing, text marketing, calling people. Like, this does it all for you every single month, and it's a loop. People never fall out. They're going to jump in and out of this annual funnel too, right? So let's say they book an appointment in June. They're either going to buy something or they're not going to buy something. After they schedule the appointment, you're going to go over, you're going to generate an estimate, and they're either going to pay it or they're not. There's a follow-up. So the second you generate an estimate, it's going to trigger the estimate follow-up, and it's going to follow up on all of your estimates. You'll see here that the AI is turned off for the estimate funnel because the AI is not going to have a reference point. It doesn't know what happened at the appointment. So to have an AI on after you send someone an estimate is not a good idea. That's why by default, we have it off. Let's say they give you a disposition, like, went with another company, no longer interested, found a cheaper quote, not the right time, need to talk to spouse, postponing till next year, blah, blah, blah. You can set up this disposition funnel depending on the CRM that you're using for your business. There's different ways that we map the dispositions to make these automations fire. Let's say they don't reply, they'll just move back to the annual funnel. They'll go back to being nurtured throughout the year, and they'll come back. After the job is in progress, all the automation is turned off. We'll know the job is done based off of what you do in your CRM, right? So invoice paid or whatever it is. And then that will trigger the review in the referral funnel. They'll get a text that basically says like, how was your experience? And if they were happy, then we're going to ask them for a review. If they're not happy, we're going to ask them for feedback. This is a way to basically make sure that we're not asking angry people for reviews. After that, they go into this customer funnel, which is a seasonal check-in rather than a monthly check-in if they were still a lead. And yeah, anytime somebody replies via text or email or calls or whatever, the AI you can see here is turned back on, and it will do what it always does and try to schedule the appointment. It would have all of the customer's information in here already. So it'd say like, hey, I see that you're calling from this number. Is this still your address? If you're wondering how the AI is able to confirm the appointments, to find the right tech, the right salesperson, the right location with the right availability for the right job type, essentially a big logic tree that is routing based off of the conversation to a specific calendar. So let's say like they live in a specific place. Okay, they go here. Let's say they bring up a specific service. Okay, they go here. Let's say they bring up a specific type of that service, like a sale or repair. They go here. And now we can have all of the reps that are able to handle this specific job with this service in this location. And now we can basically make sure that we're looking at the right availability for those reps. And you can even weight the reps so that you're giving your best, your strongest sales rep or your strongest tech the appointments first, filling up their calendar first. It's a little bit more to it, of course, but that is a basic overlay of how that works. There's a dashboard that you can reference. And then if you're interested in the storm alert automation, this is a great way that you can hit everybody up. Before a storm, you would trigger this. It would do like an audio drop. You'd send out a text, an email, like, hey, just letting you know, storm's coming. Let us know if you need anything. And then you basically give them your storm hotline. And this is really just your inbound voice AI. That way, anybody can call at any point. The inbound AI can take on, I think, 20 calls simultaneously at a time. And then after the storm, you would trigger this, and it would basically do an outbound voice AI, a text, and an email that would all go out and ask if they were affected and if they need some help. And if they do, it'll schedule them. This is super useful. So anyway, that's a general overview of how this whole system works. You can also use this inbound voice AI as like your main number, although I wouldn't recommend it. I like it more just for when people call back this text, or, you know, they call back a number in an email, or you want to use it for after hours or weekends and you want to get rid of your call center. I would never leave it as my main number, but I just wanted to go over that you could do that if you wanted to. And then for this new lead funnel, you could add like an outbound voice AI to call them and schedule as well with like the email and the text. It's just your preference. So that's how this whole thing works. If you're interested in learning more, to go more in depth about your specific business and how this would work with your specific CRM, sign up for a demo. You'll meet with one of our specialists. They're all awesome, very well educated in, you know, AI and automation and home services and the tech stack that most of our clients use. So I hope that was helpful. If you want a better demo, send us a DM somewhere and be like, yo, Greg's videos suck. Make a better one. And I will. But hopefully, for now, this works. If you're interested again, schedule that demo. I'll see you soon.